the creature that was much more human than ape was found in the pristine forests of South America. In 1933, it was announced by American newspapers that in the virgin pristine forests of South America and Venezuela, the most perfect ape man of the world was discovered, with an amazing resemblance to man in terms of his physique. The news was received by the European press with ironic comments. Everyone thought it was an imaginative scam in order to spark American public interest. However, the official report of the scientific mission was finally published in a reliable American journal, which managed to penetrate into the depths of the jungle of Venezuela. The photos of the pious man were also published, which caused great astonishment. In the center of Venezuela, then, there is a lush mountain range completely inaccessible and deceptive, even by the natives, commonly known as the Rio Negro River, which rushes down from its heights. It's an impassable and extremely dangerous jungle, which has never been trampled by man, and is due to many different reasons. First, this area is formed by a huge mountain valley surrounded by terrifying steep mountains, which makes entry into the area impossible. The second, the trees and shrubs are essentially stacked on top of each other, making the space inaccessible, while the orientation is unthinkable. Thirdly, this jungle is full of wild beasts and bloodthirsty and annoying swarms of insects. And finally, the unimaginably humid climate makes living there unbearable. Therefore, the American scientific mission took care to take all the necessary measures and equipment in order to complete their task. They were accompanied by some natives as trackers and porters. The purpose of the mission was to study the climatic conditions of this virgin region, but also of all species of diverse flora and fauna. But none of the daring scientists imagined that there could be monkeys and even apes. From the very first days, the members of the mission heard every morning shocking changes which, as they entered the interior, became louder and clearer. Eventually, an expert anthropologist determined that these were not beast fungi, but sounds of human vocal organs. He assumed that at some point they would meet members of a primitive tribe who were not yet able to pronounce linguistic sounds, but communicated with each other simply by changing in tone of voice with short or long breaks. After taking all the precautionary measures, they proceeded decisively in order to be able to locate this unknown race. They reached a point where they discovered a kind of cave dwelling. They then hid and waited in a battle position just in case. After a few hours, a huge hairy man ghost came out of the cave with a small, obviously his child, by his side. The sight of people did not disturb him at all. He proceeded only with reservation. The closer he got to them, the more the members of the mission quarreled with each other about the nature of this creature. Others said that he was a perfect ape. Others claimed that they had a primitive man in front of them. They won his trust by throwing sweets at him, which he devoured with great pleasure, always giving a portion to his child and holding another portion apparently to give to his partner. Things were going well until one of the mission had the unfortunate inspiration to think about kidnapping the boy in order to take him to the Anthropological Institute in New York for further study. This member of the mission approached with two native trackers who accompanied them to the verdant jungle and distracted the mother, as it turned out that it was the mother with her little one. She gave the benevolent creature sweets and bells, and suddenly she grabbed her child the moment a relationship of trust had been built. Then witnesses of a frightened but absolutely human spectacle were found. The maternal instinct broke out in a real mess. The mother rushed furiously at the two trackers, whom she threw down half dead and released her little one. The members of the mission hurried to shoot, but even wounded, the ape man defended himself with fury, throwing stones and sticks, and always protecting his child with his chest. At the same time, he uttered terrifying cries, which were not only cries of pain, but also a cry for help. Within minutes, another terrifying ape man appeared, an even bigger one, who, with a lightning movement, grabbed the little one in his arms, and then, as swallowed by the dense foliage of the trees, the mother also tried to follow her family, but unfortunately she was taken seriously, and finally they found her dead the next day, a short distance from the spot. The mission arranged for the unfortunate creature to be transported to the Anthropological Institute of New York. So for the first time, the ape man was discovered with such an amazing resemblance to man. It had no tail, and except for the legs, which were almost identically to the arms, the physique of the rest of the body, even the skull, was almost identical to that of the human Homo sapiens. The mysterious Venezuelan ape man was much more than monkey. Scientists thought that with proper practice, this person would be able to even talk. This was published in the newspaper Ethnos on 4th of November 1933. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.